Welcome, Archana. Thank you so much for taking out the time and talking to us.
Thank you so much, Tulika, for the opportunity and really looking forward.
Likewise. So, Archana, you're a practicing psychologist and a trainer, and you firmly believe that understanding and observing behavior of others play a significant role in resolving conflict among people. So, today I wish to talk to you about mental health and stigma associated around it for our elders. Fortunately, finally, in our society, we are talking relatively more about this topic when it comes to our kids and young adults. Parents are being trained to pick up early signs, teachers are getting trained. But when it comes to our elders, this is a topic not much talked about. And in general, pushed aside when it and we tend to put it as a side effect of age. Tell us about it. How can we as a society overcome this?
Yeah, very interesting area, Tulika, which you have picked up, for the discussion. And as I have been into the field of last decade, and I've been interacting to kids, and it's not only kids. We then interact with parents, we interact
Right.
with teachers, and last 1 year, you know how things have been going. So everyone is, organizing things for kids. Everyone is
Yeah.
organizing things for parents, but no one is thinking about the burnout of teacher or a burnout of professionals, right? So that is something is a gray area where no one talks about. One, I think because they think they are aging and they know they will manage.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something which I think I have heard a lot of times. Okay, many a times when I sit with people and I say, okay, relax, and it's okay, you can talk about it. So they say, the elderly people, they mostly say, the first time I am hearing that I can also vent out, I can also talk about my problems. But most of the time it's like people come, they dump their problems, dump their issues, and they go,
Right.
right? So it is like ventilation is also very very important, which is they're not given that chance to ventilate.
Hmm.
They also have their desires, they also have the needs, because they have already done with the responsibilities, I would say. And they are, it's a time to enjoy, spend time, and etc. But as society, we all should just not take them for granted. We all should spend time with them, we should share experiences, and first of all, we need to hear them out.
Right.
I think that will really make a difference, because many times when we hear them out, a lot of solutions we get for our problems, right? So many times when I speak to a lot of parents, and sometime when I get time, I spend time with teachers. The way they speak about how they handle their classroom, or how they handle things at their home, so many learnings, I also learn, okay, this can be done this way, this can be done that way.
Yeah.
Many have elderly people at home, grandparents and all. So they talk about them, we work with this, we work like that. But somehow in the conversation, the elderly people are always portrayed as grumpy, hostile. I know they
Hmm.
don't understand. They will not take, they will not understand our problem. But that is not the reality. We all should understand. They also had their struggle. And
Right.
it's a time when just by spending little time with them, just hearing them out, will really, really give them this existence kind of feeling. That their existence matters.
Matters.
It's they are also worthy, it's
Hmm.
worth to sit with them, and they're important in the family. So I think that is something I will request everyone to just two three things, and it will be really, as a society, we all can accommodate them and understand them.
Yeah, you absolutely rightly pointed out that sometimes we just shove it away, saying that it'll be very difficult for them to understand. Be it technology, be it just the new norms, we just push it under the carpet. But at the same time, I have to say, sometimes the elders are also reluctant talking. And when it comes to how are they feeling, they're very reluctant about it. How do you suggest parents, or rather our readers, can approach their elders to kind of help them open up and express themselves better?
Uh, I have been brought up in a joint family and joined in a big family, I would say, right? So I had grandparents and uncle, aunts, everyone. So the moment I and my cousins used to have a bad result or sometime bad day, so we just run to their rooms, and because parents would scold and punish, so we used to run in their room, and the kind of protection and the kind of support they used to provide, it was, I can really feel it now also. So
Right.
that is something, I really really love. But as you rightly said, they were reluctant. Okay, so they had their xyz things in a way they wanted, and that is how they wanted,
Hmm.
right? But again, I really now observe and see in so many families and in my family that over the period of time they have changed a lot, right?
Right.
And they have, with the time, how things are going, and with teenagers, and the way I was never allowed as a teenager to go out and party with my friends. Okay, but now my niece and nephews, my grandparents are like, okay, go. So they have also changed, right?
Right.
But they cannot change completely because they
Right.
also had some of
Of
their
course.
disciplines or something to carry on. I think that balance is, we also need to maintain. We can't expect them to change completely because we also can't change completely. So but they had, I can talk about a little more about this, because in my mom, she was so disciplined with us. In the 7 o'clock you have to be ready, and then only I'll serve breakfast in the morning. Either it's Saturday, Sunday, vacation, whatever it is. And now I see with my niece and nephews, she is okay if they are getting up till 10. Okay, I'm like, what, mom? So then she's like, okay, no, I also have to change this, that. So they change. I not say that they don't, but they can't change completely. I think we
Right.
have to balance it out that way.
That's right. And that's probably the grandparents' love when they start to spoil you.
Correct, correct. And like I also one thing, sorry, here, that if we explain them, that I'm doing this because of because this is expectation of my job, or this is
Ah.
how I have to work, or this is how I have to present, XYZ. If you explain them properly,
Hmm.
then they really adapt and they understand, and they are the one who will give you the most protected and a very good environment to continue your work.
Continue.
And they will also tell parents, okay, you please, she's working, he's working, don't disturb. Those kind of things also keep happening around you. So I think we sometimes fail in explaining them, and that why I'm doing it in certain way,
Right.
and this is how it is accepted outside. Now this is not the way of doing it. So I think those little things we miss on sometimes,
Right.
and that's, they become agitated and it annoys them, and because they think I'm not important, why
Hmm.
it is happening. And then all story of my time it was like this, your time it is like that. So I think we should explain, sit and explain, and it will really help.
Makes sense. So we basically should involve them in the process, get them
Correct.
involved in the current planning session. That's interesting. But let me drill a little bit more on this one. What are some of the ways that the family can pick on the early signs of distress?
Hmm. So basically it is, I would say it is two-way.
Hmm.
Okay, many a times because we are working at home, we are working from home also, right? And so this balance is something we also need to maintain first.
Yeah.
And there are days which are bad days, let's say, or long days, right? Those days, if we can, communicate well.
Hmm.
Okay, that communication, I think, is one very important aspect which is missing.
Hmm.
Okay, again, we assume, right? And we assume they will understand, but we have not communicated it to them properly.
Right.
So
Right.
that is a very very important factor which I see, the root of most of the conflicts, right? And second thing is, as we also discussed, that we need to involve them in the discussions, right? And we are occupied but they are not. Okay, the elderly people, they'll do some stuff, but uh, it should not be that they will only do, sit in the temple and do kirtan all the time. This is not the way we should treat them.
Right.
Okay, we can have some arrangement with the friends, with their friends, calling people, occupy them with some constructive activities, or even some household activities they can be involved, but not in the way that they will only be involved in those activities. They can be a support system for us.
Right.
Okay, so that they also feel, okay, I'm also important, right? So those involvements, so they are occupied, and and we also can talk about our distress with them. This is something I'm bothering me. They'll really really help us. And when these elderly people, they become very sensitive at this age, right? So little little things really affects them. So we can, suppose there's a heated up argument, so after that we can just apologize, sit with them, apologize and explain them, okay, this was bothering me, this was in my head, and you came in and it just triggered me and all of that. So I
Mhm.
think that will also really help them. And eating habits and all, because at this time that really start affecting them. So the proper eating habits, and their routine, it should be like, what is, how it is, let's maintain. Sometimes we, if it is not maintained that way, we can talk about it. Okay, so see, tomorrow and day after is a, it's a big day for me, or it will be hectic for me, so please adjust those 2 days. So these kind of things will, I think, will not increase the stressful situation at home, and they will also be in peace. They know that, okay, this will happen, and they are prepared for that.
Right.
So I think this is something which will really help.
So basically, I think you're saying keep the communication channel open and get them involved. The two key
Correct,
pillars to handle and take the situation in a much more positive manner.
correct, correct, correct.
That's amazing. So, one thing that COVID has really highlighted during the last 1.5 years, almost 2 years now, is our vulnerability towards elders. How can we be better prepared if things were to go in the same way?
See, this is the this uncertainty of this COVID has affected all of us. We also keep talking about now when we are going out next. This is all about, just at home, and the most important thing is that everyone is at home, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has their own routine. And previously it was, I was going at 9 o'clock, husband was leaving at 10, children used to go at 7. So now then those two people, three, four people who are at home, they're at peace in their own space. Now everyone's space is occupied by everyone. So, and plus the routine has changed for everyone, because we also take advantage of it sometime, getting up late and this and that. So for elders, that is also a big big distress. Okay, because they are not okay with adjusting with all of this time kind of thing, but they have to, with their health conditions, with all the anxieties. This is also something which is has affected most of the houses, because during COVID I have spoken to so many people, and they were like, what kind of routine these children follow. They are always on phone, they're always on games, they're always on this. What web series culture has come up, everyone is watching this, including their parents. So this is a big uncertainty, and when it will end and kind of thing. But I think for elders, their health conditions and everything, the small, what one thing to distract, which whole family will be, beneficial by it, is small small occasions can be celebrated at home, all four five of which I have followed, okay, religiously. So even the smallest thing, which we have never done before, but we start celebrating, and we just bake a cake
Right.
and do something at home, and all of us together have a little party and a photo shoot and done, right? So it is just a distraction, and for them, for us, and then one day we'll go and talking about that. So that little thing we do. Even we have done a 6 months COVID this thing also, that is 6 months we have survived. So all of the little things we keep doing. So
That's
this is how you
interesting.
can just bring in little charm, at home. Otherwise, it's just boring routine for everyone. And then, of course, the anxiety is there because of the health conditions. Because my parents and my in-laws both have blood pressure issues and asthma and everything. So that is a concern. We will keep talking about the precautionary measures, how it should be taken, and sorry, how it should be taken, and what all things need to be taken care. But not every time,
Yeah.
because it is always, keep talking about this, and they'll also see, let's not talk, but because whenever you talk, you talk about this. So limited of that, and of course the routine, we can have little change in that, and in there, in ours, in both, so that both of us can balance and have the environment can be little lighter, because everything is so heavy, and there is no gateway of having any change in it, right? We still can take risk and go out for 2 days and come back, but elderly people cannot,
Just no.
right? So I think that little bit of conversation, celebrations, a little, talk about the precautionary this thing, and a fitness thing, at home, little bit of yoga sessions and all that. That also really helps, and everyone does together, make fun of each other. So that is also, making a thing little lighter. So just a lighter note, I think. Involving together everyone, and keep talking about it, keeping the communication channel open, and involving everyone, even the youngest to the eldest.
Right.
That really helps in family.
That's interesting. I think that's very well said. I think we need to start celebrating the small wins. Um, Go back to the days when a little happiness was all that was needed to
Correct,
break the monotony, and we didn't have to wait for big events to happen.
correct. And everyone will be engaged. So that's the best part.
That's right. Thank you so much, Rajna. That was amazing. Thank you so much for all your time and sharing all those lovely tips with us.
Thank you, Tulika, for the opportunity. It's nice to have, talking to you, and such interesting questions. I was like going back to my COVID journey and all the communication I had with people. So very, very relevant, discussion, I think. So thank
Thank
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.